Welcome to Gospel Greetings number 127. Today we continue in our series on the book The 10-Second Rule by Clare. Last week we discussed chapter 9 called The School of Jesus from Matthew 23. In the Message translation, you all have a single teacher and you all are classmates. Don't let people set themselves up as experts over your life, letting them tell you what to do. Save that authority for God. Let Him tell you what to do. There is only one life leader for you and them, Christ. In this chapter, Clare talks about Jesus as our instructor, as our rabbi, who is teaching us about himself and how he lives. And to follow Jesus is to make the supreme purpose of our lives to be just like him. Like disciples of famous rabbis who literally followed him around, observing and doing all he did. And that is who we are as followers of Jesus, and will also follow in his footsteps, observing and obeying all that our great rabbi calls us to do. And you'll remember the 10-second rule. Just do the next thing you're reasonably certain Jesus wants you to do, but do it quick before you back out. This week we'll be jumping on to chapter 11 called Why Bother? From John 14:21 and 22, which says, Whoever has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me, and anyone who does not love me will not obey my teaching. In this chapter, Clare asks, based on how you live your life, what you're passionate about, how you care for others, and how you spend your discretionary time and money, would your spouse, your children, or your closest friends characterize you as a Christian, as a serious follower of Jesus? Then forget for a moment what they think. Do you believe Jesus himself considers you one of his true followers? We don't like the idea of linking obedience to love, do we? We'd like to think Jesus loves us unconditionally, whatever we do. And that is true, but that's not the point of these verses. Jesus is telling us that obedience to him isn't a condition for his loving us, not a condition for his loving us, but it is the evidence of our love to him. I'm going to repeat that. Our obedience to him isn't a condition for him loving us, but it is the evidence of our loving him. Then Clare quotes Kierkegaard, famous theologian, who says the Bible is very easy to understand, but we Christians are a bunch of scheming swindlers. We pretend to be unable to understand it because we know very well that the minute we understand, we are obliged to act accordingly. Clare recounts the scene from John 21, where Jesus shows up on the shore of Lake Galilee and 3 times asks Peter, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me more than these? Peter was still confusing brotherly love and affection with the unconditional agape love of God. But what do you love more than Jesus? Clare says, don't be quick with your answer. He says this is the most important question in the book. What do you love more than Jesus? Imagine yourself standing by that same fire by the lake shore. Would Jesus take exception to your claim to love him above all else? Remember, he said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, right? Do you see Clare drawing us back to that first and primary love through our daily listening to Jesus' voice and obeying him? Remember that our obedience to him isn't a condition for his loving us, but is the evidence of our love for him. That's why obedience matters so much. Bless you.